Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world. One more celebrity, one more great person, one more living legend. Stephanie. 17 years in comedy. Let's learn from her what she's doing. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Amjad.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure, and thank you so much for your time indeed.
Of course. Yeah.
First question, what are you doing in Toastmasters International Convention 2019 in Colorado?
I am here as part of Stage Time University. Darren LaCroix, world champion, has this online university to help people with presentation skills. And I am one of the humor coaches with a background in comedy.
Wow.
Yes.
Humor coach.
Right.
Making people laugh.
Yes.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke. You are exactly right, Amjad. There's nothing funny about it.
It's a serious business.
It's serious business.
How do you do that?
You do it by getting up and working at it all the time. Comedy. Now, I have learned tips and tricks, so let me just differentiate. There's being a stand-up comedian where you have like LPMs, laughs per minute, that you got to get. And then there's being a speaker, and you want to really resonate with your audience. I think humor is a perfect way to really have that connection to make them laugh and have them get to know you better.
And it's been 17 long years. You're making people laugh.
I started when I was 3. Just kidding. No.
That was a joke. I didn't get that joke, but it was a joke.
That means I'm way younger than what I really am. But yes, I started 17 years ago. I would say though, I get asked why I could never get on stage and try and make people laugh. And I would say the drive for me comes from when I was 13, I moved across the country to a small mountain town here in Colorado, and my best friend, I would go over to her house, we would watch cartoons, and her dad would be there sometimes, and I thought she was beautiful. She had beautiful feathered hair. She was a beautiful person, inside and out. Her dad was an alcoholic, and so sometimes he would be drinking, and one time he said to me, "Gosh, you're so pretty," which was incredibly awkward. And she told him to be quiet. He yelled at her, told her to shut up. And something shot out of my mouth, and it made them both laugh. And so it was a scary thing at the time, but it really helped me find that humor is powerful. It can really change the tone of a room, So that's the drive.
So that's the drive, yeah. That's what I was going to ask you. All right. Stephanie,
yes.
I've heard a lot. The people who make people laugh, their life is not as happy as they make other people happy. How about your life?
I would say right now, I am happy. I am content. But
Are you sure?
Don't ask the question if you don't want the answer.
Guys,
no,
just pay attention to what she's saying.
I am really happy. I am really happy now. But I haven't always been. In fact, one time, I remember I was on an airplane with someone who grew up in China, and I told him I was a comedian, and he goes, "Oh, you must be happy all the time." I go, "No, we're actually, as a whole, we're very depressed. A little bit of mental illness. I'm sorry, other stand-up comedians out there." And my best friend said, maybe don't say that to people when you first meet them. Just say something nice. But I am happy now.
Oh, so for a change, comedians can be happy.
Yes, there's one comedian, me, who's happy right now. Let's just stick to the facts.
All right, cool. Stephanie, if you would like to give a message to the people who are aspiring to be comedian or public speakers,
yes,
what do you have for them?
I would say if you're aspiring to be a comedian or a public speaker, record your set, record what you're doing, and listen back to it. And because I find what I think how I think I sounded and how I actually sound we're a little different. And sometimes the difference between getting a laugh and not, it's just fine tuning. You know, maybe you don't have enough of exaggeration, or I know for me personally, I'm more of a laid back person. And I feel like, of course, when you go on stage, you know, don't you feel kind of amped up? And so when I listen back, I'm like, I don't sound that way at all.
So you mean to say you need to familiarize yourself first?
I would say that too, but sometimes I find when I'm trying new material, I know I should write it out and get it all in place. But for me personally, it just doesn't work that way. So my personal thing is I go to an open mic and just try and say it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying record yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you listen to yourself, you accept yourself before other people accept you.
I don't accept myself necessarily. I don't want to give anybody any...
All gone.
I
was not expecting this, guys.
I hear how I sound and I make the adjustment to the joke. It's hard. It is still sometimes hard to listen to myself. So don't feel like I get to listen to myself do it. It's still a little bit hard, but I'm more committed to making people laugh, to doing a good job. So that overrides listening to myself, and you can hear the little distinctions. It just comes in that.
All right, one more question.
Okay.
What is the biggest problem normally comedians face while going on stage or while becoming a comedian?
Yeah.
What is the biggest problem they could face?
Comedians face.
In particular, because I want to emphasize on comedians, because speaking, I would say, is quite simple than speaking in humor.
I'd say they're cousins, yeah.
They're cousins.
Yes, right. There's differences, yeah, between the two.
Comedian is more difficult to handle. Cousins, I mean to say.
What are you saying? Are you saying I'm hard to handle right now? No,
I mean to say, like, you're doing a harder job.
Yeah.
You're doing an important job.
Yes. Yes. You know, it's funny. I've been doing it for so long, I have to think about how it is. I would say, being a comedian, that you would think we would have really thick skin. And sometimes we don't. Like, you will see the whole room laughing and one person in the front.
That's very deep.
And you go, why? What do I have to do to make you laugh when everyone else is laughing? So don't take yourself too seriously.
That's very deep.
I wish I had a bit. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
That's very deep, actually.
Yeah.
I understood where you're coming from.
Yeah.
In fact, yesterday I experienced one in one of the meetings, and speaker asked that guy,
"Were you?
Did I say something wrong?"
You don't you?
That
you
was,
go
that was
what?
Not me. Yeah, that was not me. That was another one, but I was one of the audience members. All right, Stephanie, thank you so much for your time. One last couple of lines for aspiring public speakers, aspiring comedians, in a nutshell.
One aspiring line for comedians and speakers in a nutshell is, don't wait until it's perfect. Go out there and do your best. Record yourself, adjust, and do it again. I would rather try and fail than not try and wish later that I didn't do it. So to me, that is a big drive too. I'd rather do it and fail. And fail, you know, we can talk about that word. Not fail, but not have it be how you wanted it in your
I don't
head.
consider trying is a failure.
Correct.
I don't consider it as failure.
That's a good point. Yes. Yeah.
Stephanie, thank you so much.
Thank you so
much. For
much.
inspiring so many people. Because it's one of the harder jobs on face of this planet to make people laugh. That's what you're doing it. Please keep doing it.
Thank you.
And I humbly request you for that. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Stay blessed. Subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page as well.
I just did it.
Stephanie has done it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.